Hi guys, as always, the necessary links and my test system setup details in the video description. So, do you remember the small piezoelectric speakers found in electronic watches from the 90s? Because there is a manufacturer of new type of headphone drivers called xMEMS that are based on piezoelectric technology. The premise is that these are fast as there is no coil mass that moves with the membrane. So anyway, I've never heard xMEMS driver before, even if I've read some good things about them. So when I saw that Soundpeats Air5 Pro Plus, Plus is important here because there's another model without the Plus that looks very similar, are using that kind of new driver. I got a pair. H3 that I reviewed earlier are excellent, so I was counting on a good tuning. Regular Amazon price for these is something like $120, but with sales right now, it's Black Week for those watching video a little bit later. It's $95. And that's a very good price considering that these have active noise cancellation, LDAC support, and that they are hybrids. These are actually hybrids with two drivers per side. So let's talk about that for a minute. These have two drivers. The bass and mid-range driver is a regular dynamic driver with 10 mm membrane. And on top of that, we have that piezoelectric driver called xMEMS. The premise from the manufacturer is that this should be good for something like 30 hours in total. That includes charging from the case. They are supporting Bluetooth 5.4 with multi-point connection and LDAC and LE audio codecs. And the specified frequency response is anything between 20 Hz and 40 kilohertz. That top end should have excellent extension, at least according to the data on paper. And those are sporting Snapdragon sound, meaning that there is a Snapdragon amplifier and connection IC inside. And this means that if you're using a Snapdragon based phone, then you will receive a nice logo and a nice information about the Snapdragon sound equipment connected to your mobile phone. So let's talk about the build and the application. These are coming in a black charging cradle, black charging case. That's very similar to the one that I got with H3, although the one with the H3 had this top part, the top lid was translucent. This here is completely black. It comes in matte black. This is plastic, and I'm thinking this is not very scratch resistant. On the bottom we have a charging USB-C port and a reset button. All in all, it's quite nice, although I will be looking for some kind of rubber sleeve for that. Yeah, as I'm basically getting for all of my wireless IEMS. Now, a couple of things about the build. These are quite comfortable, but they are using non-standard silicone tips. I mean, you can get regular ones here on top of that, but the thing is that my ears are rather large. So as you can see, this is my regular size, and if I place that here, I won't be able to place the headphone here in the charging cradle because the silicone tip will be so large that it can actually create problems with the contacts, charging contacts, reaching all the way down there. Contacts are sometimes working and sometimes they are not working with such large tips. Well, my tip for the Soundpeats would be to make those spaces a little bit larger to accommodate for larger silicon tips, like it was with H3, because I had no problem like that with H3. Okay, so let's take a look at the headphones. These have black and gold finish and they look really nice. That part has a small texture, dotted texture with Soundpeats logo on top, mirror-like finish here, and we have charging contacts on the bottom. We have a metal gold-plated metal mesh as a filter on the nozzle, and we have 3 microphones. One is placed underneath here, one is placed here, and the third one is placed, as far as I remember, inside the nozzle. Now, replacing the tips, because you are getting 3 pairs of different sized tips with the headphones, isn't very easy because they are fitting very snugly, so you have to use some force to place them on the headphone. Give me a second. Okay, so it's not super hard, but you do have to pay attention when you're doing that. You also have to take notice that these are oval shaped, meaning that after you place the silicone tip, you have to rotate it to fit the shape exactly as it is with the headphone, like that. Other than that, they are very comfortable, and I'm almost instantly forgetting that I'm wearing anything because they are very, very lightweight. Yes, one more thing. As you can see on the box, on all the marketing photos, these are photographed in position like that, but you're wearing them like that. So these will be slightly angled, maybe not exactly slightly because it's like 45 degrees. They will be angled to the front while you'll be wearing them, and this makes this microphone being directed almost towards your mouth. So this works nice, but you have to remember that in order to get the best fit, to get the best seal, you have to place them in your ear and then rotate them like that. Okay, so that's about the looks. What else have I here? We'll talk about the application in a second. One more thing that I wanted to mention here is that these have a very nice voice communicates. I know it's a very small detail, but the voice communicates are very clean, and they are coming from, let's say, large space. So this is a very nice feeling when they are talking to you. Okay, the battery life. The manufacturer specifies that the total battery life with charging case is something like 50 hours, and that's basically in line with my measurements, because each charge allowed me to use them for something like 5 to 6 hours, depending on the ANC status. Obviously, with ANC on, the usage time was lower, but the charging case was good up to 5 refills, 5.5, something like that. So all in all, 5 times 5 up to 6 gives something like 50 hours. That was sometimes a little less than 50 hours, sometimes it was a little more than 50 hours, but basically I can confirm that this is around 50 hours specified by the manufacturer. Yeah, so let's talk about the application. Give me a second to fire up my tablet and let's take a look. Yeah, I have to zoom out a little. Give me a second. Okay, so we're back. You've already seen that application because this is basically the same app that's used for H3. So I won't be getting into much detail here. I'll just show you the most important things. The first set, you're choosing ANC, transparency or normal modes. You can define your own touch operations because the top plates of the headphones are used as touch controls for them. Which is, by the way, standard, I think, nowadays. Equalizer, you can set your own equalizer, or you can use dynamic adaptive equalizer, that's that is setting the sound profile to your ears, to your hearing profile. So that's quite nice. And you also do have some presets here. Okay, you can connect those to two devices, as I've told you earlier. You can enable LDAC, but enabling LDAC disables LE audio. I still prefer LDAC for the better sound quality. You can choose the language and the volume level, I think, for the sound guide. You can enable a low latency mode with those if you're watching a movie or playing some kind of game, and you can drain them. You can vibrate them to remove any droplets of water, and that's basically it. And obviously you also can update the firmware on them. Let's take a look here. This is the last version, the latest version at the time when I'm doing this video review. Yeah, so that's it. You've seen the application. Now let's talk about the most important thing, which is the sound quality. As I've told you, I had some great expectations for the drivers and basically for the tuning as a whole, because the H3 have a brilliant tuning and they are very good headphones. So I was having big hopes for those guys. So as usual, let's start with the bass. These have 10mm dynamic driver, and that sets some expectations. And yes, we have a very clean organic bass that can dig really low, especially in sub-bass region. But this is not overdone. Bass stays in line with everything else. It doesn't dominate the spectrum. It's powerful, but it stays in the back, creating very solid, very nice foundation for everything else. And I really like that, as it can both hit hard and give me opportunity to enjoy the rest of the spectrum. And yes, it's a dynamic driver, so bass is on the nicely warm and full side. It's not overdone, it's slightly warm, just the way I like it. Now, moving on to mid-range. This is my first contact with xMEMS drivers, so I had no idea what should I expect. Dynamic planar armature drivers usually have some common traits, but I haven't heard xMEMS earlier. According to the specification, xMEMS driver takes care mostly about the treble, but we do not have the exact numbers on the crossover frequency, so I am not quite sure if the whole mid-range is covered by the dynamic driver, and where exactly is the point where xMEMS driver enters the game. But I'm happy to report that these guys sound good. Very clear with very good detail. Mid-range is open without any harshness or sibilance. I would say it's very neutral. It's neither dry, analytical, even if there is a lot of detail, and I can't say it errs on being too warm neither. So the way I like it. Neutral with a lot of details. Vocals sound clean and natural, they are not recessed. If I would be picky, I would know that they do not sound super full. They are a little similar to armatures, not like that, not very much, but a little, if you know what I mean. Treble, the treble is well extended, it's airy, but at the same time, it's very smooth, with no harshness or sibilance. I was kinda expecting the xMEMS drivers to be a little harsh, because I remember all those piezoelectric drivers found in different types of equipment in the 90s, and they did have that piercing sound, but these do not have anything like that. They are very clean, they are very smooth. In a little different way than planars, they have their own, let's say, signature sound, but nevertheless, that's very nice treble. It's nicely detailed, just the way I like it. And again, it's neutral. It doesn't have that slight coloration that both planars and armatures have. This really sound different. The new driver type, the xMEMS driver type, really does sound different than planars and armatures and dynamic drivers, because they also have that signature that's slightly warm. Now let's talk about some technicalities. Let's start with the detail. Detail is the final highlight here. The resolution of those headphones is very nice. There is just a few wireless IEMS with ANC that can reach this resolution level, H3 being one of them. Strings, everything that vibrates will be a delight. There is a lot of micro details, small sounds that you will be able to pick up from the background, making your tracks sounds really rich. Another positive is that these are very fast, so they do not get lost in congested tracks. Everything comes clean and you can hear every sound, even if there's a lot of things going on at the same time. Now, moving on to scene and imaging. These are IEMS, so the scene is created in your head, between your ears. Having said that, it's quite wide with good left and right positioning. There is some depth information, which is interesting considering the amount of detail these are able to provide. Center image is very solid and good positioned. I would say that the main sound axis is placed right between the ears, so in my opinion, slightly to the front. It's not in front of you, if you know what I mean. It's the sounds are not coming like they would be placed in the front of you, or let's say in line with your forehead, but they are placed on the line between your ears. So the overall feeling is that the sounds are placed close to you. Okay, that's the way I can describe it, and I hope that you know what I mean. Most of IEMS, for me at least, are creating that sound line a little more in front of me. Now, let's move to the summary. A couple of things. They like to play loud. They get more clarity if you raise the volume. And they are also very clean, as playing them louder doesn't cause any kind of distortion to creep in. They are just cleaner and louder, to the point that you have to check if you're not listening too loud. They take any EQ that you will throw at them without any kind of overdrive, so that's very nice. Even some extreme bass and treble boosts are fine with them. I was checking how they are reacting to EQ, and they are reacting to EQ like kings. I was able to boost bass and treble by something like 10 dBs, and there were still no signs of distortion. So I really like that. So this is my first contact with xMEMS drivers, and I can tell I like those drivers already. Adding some body to the mid-range would create almost perfect balance to the whole frequency band. But other than that, they are very good. Then there's also a price factor. I would be happy with that price and sound quality for wired headphones. But here you are getting also the fact that these are wireless and they have LDAC support, and then on top of that you are getting quite good active noise cancellation. So considering what you are getting in the package, these are, in my opinion, extremely good value, especially right now when they can be bought on sale, because that's like lowering the regular price by $20, so that's quite a large drop in price. Now, I have tested ANC commuting around the city, and it's pretty good at drowning regular low sounds like engines, air conditioners, and I also had an opportunity to maybe not test them during the flight, but I was picking my friends from airport, so I had an opportunity to check how they will be drowning the airplane engine sounds, and they are quite good at it. The official specification, the information on the Soundpeats page says that these are able to lower the noise by something like 55 decibels, so that's quite a lot. Yeah, so my only gripe would be with charging case. I would really love to have more room inside for the larger tips like the ones I'm using on a daily basis. But that's a minor thing compared to all goodies that these provide for the price. The clarity, the detail, and very clean bass, to name just a few. So these get my honest recommendation for excellent sound quality and excellent overall value. Yeah, I'll just need to add some proper rubber or silicone cover for the charging case, and these will be my daily driver. So thanks for watching. I hope you liked that video and that it helped you in any way. If it did, you're more than welcome to support my channel using the PayPal link below or the YouTube Super Thanks that's also found below the video. Thanks for watching and have a great day with your music. See you next time. Bye guys.